What's up, guys? This is Boxing Disciple 17 here, dropping a video with the truest information I can give you guys, my opinion. A lot of the YTBC community in the world has a lot of different opinions out there. I just hope you guys listen to mine, you subscribe, you comment, tell me what you think. I'm going to go off a topic that's big right now. I see a lot of comments, I see a lot of people talking about it. That's Tim Bradley versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. People are saying, does he deserve the fight, that he does deserve the fight, that Bradley's ready, all this other stuff. I agree. I think Tim Bradley does deserve the fight. I think he's a great fighter. I think he poses a threat to Floyd that other guys mentioned out there don't, kind of like Amir Khan and Danny Garcia. I also think it'd be a better fight than Floyd's last few. The Cotto fight was a good one, but let's be honest, the last 5 or 6 fights he's been annihilating competition. I think Tim Bradley has the quickness, the slickness, the moves, the smart game plan, the chin to give Floyd some problems. He hasn't fought a slick black fighter in a while. I mean, Mosley, I don't count Mosley as past his prime. And then I'd have to go with Zab in 2006, and we saw what Zab did. He won a few rounds, more than a few rounds, and he actually, even though the refs didn't call it, he knocked him down in the fight. Floyd's glove did hit the mat. That being said, I think it would be a good fight, but I'm trying to be realistic and tell all the fans out there, casual fans, who's ever listening, it will not happen. It's not going to happen this year. There's a possibility in the future, but the reason it will not happen is because Tim Bradley's top rank, Floyd is not, and they will not let Tim fight Floyd. It's not going to happen. A better bet and honestly think this is a fight that should happen is Manny Pacquiao versus Tim Bradley. I think that would be a much better fight. It makes a lot of sense. The fight it should have happened in November of 2012, but of course Pacquiao thought there was no point. He's like, I won the fight, I dominated, no reason to do this, nobody's going to buy the pay-per-view. My thoughts on that are that maybe nobody would have, but the fight wasn't a runaway for Manny. I've watched the fight many times. I know a lot of other guys. I know some YTBC members. The community has. Dwyer, for instance, took Bradley. I watched the fight, and it's a lot. No matter who you took, it was a lot closer than people say. Letterman had it 11 rounds to 1. That's just ridiculous. HBO brainwashed everybody that night. If you go back and watch the fight, then watch it without the sound or watch it on, Sky Sports, either or, it's just completely different. They brainwashed us. There were times where Letterman goes, oh my God, Pacquiao hit him with this combination, and if you look closely, he missed every punch in that combination he threw. It was just, we got brainwashed. So watch that fight again. It was a lot closer than people think. Bradley also hurt his ankle in the 3rd round, which if you see the rest of the next few rounds, he completely lost. He lost 3, 4, 5, and 6 for a fact. Pacquiao definitely won those rounds, but look at it, he started having problems. Now, let's say in a rematch that doesn't happen, what does that do for Bradley? I think Bradley also needs this, as it's just a huge, barrier, a huge mark on his record, because everybody in the world thinks he lost that fight. A lot of people off the go thought he lost that fight. They thought he was given a gift decision. And just as a man, you want to get redemption. You want to get revenge. You want to show people, no, I won that fight. He said he had it 8-4. The truth is, he looked shocked when the announcers, when the judges declared the decision. He just looked shocked. He supposedly told Bob Arum, I did what I could, but I couldn't beat him, before they called who won that fight. So he needs the fight for that reason. Manny Pacquiao needs the fight to get back in this game, to get back as, considered the pound-for-pound best. What happened to fighter of the decade? He needs to just get back. He needs to fight Bradley. He needs it. He wants Mayweather. Mayweather right now probably won't look at him, but if he beats Bradley soundly, that fight has to happen, and that fight's going to be pushed so much harder to happen. I think, well, I know it just inside both of them, they want this fight. Bradley, for reasons we all know. I mean, right after the fight, he was getting death threats. He was in depression. It ruined his life. You want that back. You want to avenge that fight. I mean, let's say there's any championship fight and it's close, or one guy was robbed. What do you do next? Common sense. You have a rematch to see who the best is out there. They didn't have it. Now it picked up way more steam with Pacquiao getting knocked out to Marquez and with Bradley winning two great fights. Paratnikov fight was a great win. He showed how tough he was and how much he could take a punch. Also, the Marquez fight was amazing. He really had a great game plan against Marquez, really knew what he was doing, took his time, was patient, but at the same time, he'd go in there, he'd brawl with him, but he boxed him from the outside. He was just so good. He was so good that that's why everybody's like Floyd versus Tim now. Everybody came out the woodwork. I've been saying they should have fought, 2 years ago, but that's just me. But yeah, it needs to happen. Bradley, his stock is going up. Pacquiao, he's going to get back out there in November against Rios. Check out my prediction video on that. It's up. But I think after that fight, Pacquiao, Bradley has to happen. There's nobody left in Top Rank. I don't see Bradley with a rematch against Marquez. What for? He beat him pretty soundly. Pacquiao is done with Marquez. That they're not going to have a fifth fight. Marquez isn't going to do it. He wants to go out on top that he knocked him out. So let's do it. Pacquiao versus Bradley has to happen. It's the smartest fight they can make. Pay-per-view, I think the fight sells at least 1.5 million pay-per-view buys. That is a great matchup. And then, after that, the winner of that go on to face Floyd Mayweather Jr. I think that is a great story. I think it adds to Bradley's story. If he can back to back to back beat Marquez, Pacquiao, and Mayweather, that is a feat that I don't think any other man right now could accomplish. That is a great thing. I know Bradley wants that. I know that he wants to shut up all these haters, these doubters, the people who booed him. He just doesn't. He wants to be loved, okay? He wants everybody to respect him. He wants to be the best fighter ever. He's doing what we want so many guys to do. He's fighting the best. He doesn't care who it is. He's not ducking anybody. He doesn't care about the money. He is fighting the best out there. That's what we want. That's what boxing fans deserve. Okay, for once somebody's doing it, somebody's stepping up. I think this fight needs to happen. Bradley Pacquiao 2 is going to be a great fight. That's the fight I want to see. And then the winner of that, either way, needs to fight Mayweather Jr. And I'm talking that fight right there breaks De La Hoya Mayweather record of 2.4 million buys. Breaks it. That's what needs to happen. I see Bradley fighting Pacquiao. Winner of that fighting Mayweather. That's what I think should happen. Throw me out some comments, guys. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think's gonna happen. If you see it some other way, please throw it out there, because I think this is the way it needs to be. Bradley stated he's Hall of Fame for sure when he beat Marquez. Not quite. I really don't think he's there yet because a lot of people had Pacquiao winning that fight. A lot of people. And we can't forget that. Just because it happened a year and a half ago, we cannot forget that it happened. We can't forget that everyone thought Pacquiao won that fight. We can't forget that. So I think Bradley needs a Pacquiao rematch on his resume. That needs to happen. And that's the way I see it going down, guys. Hit me back up with some comments, subscribe, take care.